Hey everybody, and welcome into another episode of the Just Cuz Fantasy Football Podcast. I'm your host Matt, as always, joined by Kyle.
What's up? I'm back.
Well,
Back
not
in
always.
back into round two.
Oh, yeah, I've never been here before. This is uncharted territory for me.
I've never
Um,
I've never not been here before. True story.
and we upgraded Blake's mic and got him a silent one. That
Ooh,
also
hot
that
take.
also makes him that also makes him lame and not want to do stuff at night. But anyway, back to the show. Kyle, what ticked you off the most about week 14?
The fact that not all of Blake's people on his team had season-ending injuries. I'm not actually sure anybody did, but it would have been nice if that was the case.
Yes, that is true. Um, that was a close one with Odell, dude. I thought you
That was so
would
out of. I think
finish.
it. I mean, Lamar Miller ended up getting me 16, which is probably
Yeah,
probably what Odell would have done anyway. So I don't think it was the end.
it was.
That was just so surprising. I had not.
Mhm.
I think he practiced in full all week. Was a limited Friday maybe, and then all of a sudden not playing.
Yeah, that came out of the blue. Like I saw that and I was thinking about my other league, but
If I was
mainly this one too. But
if I was playing
anyway,
if I was playing anybody else other than Katie who had James Conner out, I would have been
oh
afraid.
my gosh, yeah,
But because
yeah.
of that, I thought I basically had a bye week. So
You mean Katie, who didn't pick up anyone viable like an Elijah McGuire or an Ito Smith, even after I put her on blast for having Latavius Murray in her running back slot? That Katie?
yeah, the same Katie who didn't submit a waiver claim for Samuels or even like Ridley or anybody as a replacement.
Yeah. But this is her first year, and she did make it to the playoffs, so we have to give her a little bit of credit there.
This is true.
Not an easy feat. Although, I did it one year, but, whatever.
Yeah,
Anyway.
far better have fallen to the gonna really win team.
Yeah. At least it was to someone respectable. Anyway.
More than that, the champion.
That was funny. All right. So, Kyle, who's going to win it all?
Well, I think we all know the answer to this question. There's just no doubt about it. I'm gonna roll.
Yeah,
There's
I
no.
agree. I'm going to totally win this championship for the first time.
We are thinking of different people, but we are both thinking of ourselves. So yes.
Yes. I think I'm going to win. Actually, probably not because I'm playing Uncle Brian this week. But that's a different.
And I think he's gonna have Melvin Gordon back. That's not.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
I'm rooting for him not having Melvin Gordon back.
I
Anyway.
don't know if you saw little detour here, but Eckler's actually not playing, which I think sets it up even better for Melvin Gordon, and then he doesn't get vultured at all by Eckler on third downs, or I think it could be a perfect storm.
Yeah, I did see that, but I also saw the report that said the Chargers were, quote, not optimistic about Melvin Gordon playing on Thursday.
I don't know.
And I looked at their schedule. They're literally 2 games ahead of any other wild card contending team.
This is true, but they wouldn't
they're
have
one-
home field advantage in the playoffs, which they might if they beat the Chiefs on Thursday. Have the same record, and they're in the same division.
Yeah, but
But yeah,
Interesting.
and they actually could have a bye because they'd have a better record than Houston. So a lot to play for on Thursday.
speaking of Houston, I saw this on Colin Cowherd today. Like I watch him if there's nothing else on, but he didn't even have Houston in his top 10.
That's kind of ridiculous.
He had the Colts in his top 10. Colts were number 10. I know. Same division.
I mean, they're like 2
Worst
games
record.
behind us.
Yeah,
I mean,
like,
I can understand if they were a game behind, maybe, but 2 full games, that's going to be pretty hard to make up.
yeah. Speaking of which, did you see John D. Filippo?
I did because
got
we
fired.
were texting about it, but yes.
Yes, I just want to bring it up on the podcast for everyone else to know.
Yeah, that kind of blows my mind because I honestly think I think he kind of screwed himself. I think he could have gotten the Colts job if he wanted it. The problem was that at the time it was McDaniels was taking it, and then he backed out, and then I don't think he necessarily wanted. And there was other jobs I think he could have had he wanted them. I'm trying to think of new first year head coaches from this year, but I think he definitely would have had it. Let's like Detroit possibly, or Cardinals. Yeah, Bears. I think he could have possibly gotten one of those jobs.
Cardinals, he would have been phenomenal there.
I don't know. I don't.
Anyone besides Steve Wilkes would have been phenomenal.
I don't know, but the point is, I think he took this job because he thought it would lead to a better head coaching job and turned down some of the other opportunities. But it was so dumb. Don't ever go into a job when the expectations are already ridiculously high. Like they went 12-4 last year. That wasn't happening again.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, and I think I honestly don't really necessarily blame him entirely. The fact is, Kirk Cousins has 80-something million guaranteed, and he, makes maybe 1/80th of that this year. So,
yeah, that's crazy. Where do you think he goes?
Oh, back to the Eagles for at least the rest of this season, for sure.
Yeah, go back to the nest.
Yeah, and then he'll probably get a job for next year, I'm sure, somewhere else.
Probably. We shall see. I think he could go to like the Bills or the Cardinals or somewhere like that too.
Head coaching job?
No, offensive coordinator.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
But we shall see. Yeah.
Quite a step down.
Well, so who's going to be the toilet bowl champion, do you think?
I had to go back and look and see actually who won because I was unaware.
Well, okay, so Steven is out of it now.
And Jack is out.
Jack is out, yeah.
Yeah.
So that leaves Caleb, Evan, Dad, and Jake.
Yeah, I'm not picking Jake because he just put up the highest point total this past week.
I know.
And I always thought his team was way better than his record. And I feel like I've
Amari
been a little
Cooper.
bit justified in that, yeah. I'm not picking Caleb because he has Gurley, Pat Mahomes, and Tyreek Hill on his team. That's enough. That's enough to not.
Speaking of which, did you see that no-look pass?
Yeah, that's just I drool. I mean, I love Deshaun Watson. Don't get me wrong, but I wanted him so bad in that draft, and Houston was a few picks above Kansas City, so they should have it should have been easier for them to go up and get him. Instead, they got jumped. But I love Deshaun Watson. I'm not saying I mean, splitting hairs between them. I think Mahomes has a way better coach. I will 100%, and he's got a way better offensive line and way better talent around him.
That's true.
Well,
I don't know about. Well, actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Travis Kelce.
He had also Kareem Hunt for the majority of the season too.
Back in the day, that was so long ago.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm just waiting for Pat Mahomes to beat up his girlfriend.
Yeah, let's not dwell on the past players who may or may not have kicked people.
Yeah, there may
based
not
on
be
video.
Video evidence. Well, you can edit and doctor that stuff these days, so
Yeah, that was totally photoshopped. Anyway, Kyle, how'd you do in daily this week?
I won with an Amari Cooper touchdown against y'all two at the last second.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I entered in.
It was like neck and neck and neck.
Yeah, and then
the entire time.
That one touchdown put me a few points over y'all in overtime.
I was praying for a Zeke touchdown.
That was fantastic.
But to clear the record, Blake got last.
By probably a point or less.
No, by like 4, I think.
Oh,
or
yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah. That was pretty interesting.
Yep. Kyle, you got a stat of the week?
I guess we're not going into the power rankings, but yes, I do have a stat of the week. Speaking of that fantastic touchdown that put me over the edge, I am pretty 100% positive we had the highest score of any one player in any one week this past week. And it was the former pooper himself, Amari Cooper Pooper, who's no longer a pooper because he plays with them boys, and Dak Prescott. He put up 49.7 fantasy points.
That's insanity.
That is I didn't realize this till I saw it on the TV today. A TV was on when I was doing something else. He had 3 touchdowns on top of. I knew all the yardage on top of 217 and 10 receptions.
Yeah, that's insanity.
3 touchdowns. Holy crap!
Crazy. And that came in basically one half because he didn't have much in the first half.
10 receptions. I think Odell had like 4 against Philly's same secondary like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it was a weird week in general, dude. I mean, the Steelers losing to
dude, the Steelers.
The Raiders.
I don't think that's fluke anymore. They almost lost to Jacksonville, the bad like this year's Jacksonville, just like 2 weeks ago too. They just look bad.
Yeah, I mean they need Le'Veon.
I think it's a culture issue. I'm not gonna lie. I just think I like Mike Tomlin, but at some point you have to point the finger at him when he's got this much talent but can't win games against awful teams.
Right.
So I guess it's got to be him because that's the only thing I can come up with.
Yeah, and then the Dolphins beating the Patriots. How crazy was that?
That was a fantastic play.
That was amazing.
I just got so warm and fuzzy inside when I saw that.
Freaking James Devlin, man. What the heck? Vulturing another touchdown.
There were so many vultures this week. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, Kenneth Dixon vulturing Gus Edwards.
Nobody.
Is that what you're talking about?
Nobody vultured the big man in Tennessee though on Thursday.
Yeah, he tried to vulture himself, but it didn't work.
Yeah, that was a pretty fantastic. I'm sure y'all talked about that last podcast, but
oh yeah.
But I wanted to chime in. It surprised the heck out of me because I don't believe in him. I still don't think I really do.
I think I kind of want him to come to the Chiefs in free agency.
There's one thing he lacks at, and they just happen to call good runs on Thursday. But if he goes into the hole and has to cut left or right quickly, his lateral quickness is unbearably slow. Now, once he gets going and he's like a full straight ahead, and straight line speed is fantastic, but he cannot change direction that fast, which was perfect on those zone reads that they kept running. I'm not those zone reads, those stretch plays or those zone blocking plays where he runs down a line of scrimmage, finds a hole, and just kind of runs through it. I mean, it's perfect for him. But if he has to go straight up between the tackles and make a quick cut, that ain't gonna happen.
Right. Well, I mean, when you're like, what is he, 6'2", 6'3"?
Like, yeah, 250. Yeah.
247 or something like that.
You can only be your lateral quickness can only be so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at LeGarrette Blount.
True. Okay, and then the last one, the freaking Bears beating the LA Rams.
I don't think this was terribly surprising. The Bears are the best defense probably since the Broncos Super Bowl a few years ago.
Oh yeah, who has them again in our league?
Yeah, you. What did they end up doing points wise?
They ended up putting, I believe it was 19 points.
Oh my goodness.
Or like maybe 17. It was
wow.
Like in between 16 and 19, I think. Let me see. It was 19 points.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
I think they have a tougher matchup this week, if I remember, but
they do not. It's Green Bay.
Yeah, we'll see. Rodgers hasn't thrown an interception in 10 weeks.
He also hasn't gone up against the Bears in.
Actually, he probably has. I don't know that for a fact, but
let me see. No, he hasn't gone up against the Bears in 10 weeks.
Yeah, he did week 1.
He threw 1 interception in week 1 with 1 fumble recovery, and that interception was returned for a touchdown.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I'm not thrilled to have Aaron Jones going up against them. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. It's kind of hard to not play him at this point. I think he's actually like my favorite running back.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not thrilled to have Aaron Jones running against my defense.
Ooh, I like to hear that. Thank you. I thank you for saying those words.
It's more Devontae Adams too that kind of gets me.
Yeah.
If it was just Aaron Rodgers with his rookie wide receivers, I'd be like chill. But
yeah, we'll see what happens.
Because we all know, like Aaron Rodgers is supported by the team around him.
Right. I like how they get a nice blowout win the first game. McCarthy's not there.
Yeah, I know. I was like, yeah, it'll probably take a few weeks. They'll probably adjust, and then they just like come on this like massive, just like touchdown, left and right.
Yeah.
And only one of those went to Aaron Jones. That's what kind of shocked me.
Hey, no big deal. Spread it around. Devontae got his. I'm cool with it.
I'm sure you are. All right.
Yeah.
So let's move into the poopers segment this week. Kyle, why don't you go first?
Well, I really wanted to pick this entire guy's team, but it's really his fault that his team was bad. When a quarterback on arguably the best team in the league puts up negative fantasy points, you suck. And Jared Goff did that. I think he had negative 0.3. 4 picks. He's garbage. That was a garbage week, and he's a total pooper.
It's that Bears defense, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Combined with I don't know what it's been these past 2 weeks, but Jared Goff has been terrible. Like, really bad.
What did he do the week prior?
Jeff Fisher bad. I'm pretty sure he only got single digits, like 8 points or something like that. I'm fact checking myself right now.
But the Rams were still decent, right? Did they win? I don't even remember what happened. I got it up right now.
They played Detroit and they won, but he only got 8.1 fantasy points.
Yeah, but I think it was just a blowout, and they didn't really need to do anything.
No, if you watch that game, man, he got sacked like every other play, and he was just throwing balls left and right, and he couldn't get on target on anyone. He targeted Brandon Cooks like several times, and
actually, I'm looking at it now. After the third quarter, the score was only 13-16, so it was not a blowout.
Yeah.
So, wow.
The box score is very deceiving.
Yeah, they put up 14 in the fourth quarter to make it look worse than it was.
Yeah, it reminds me of the Saints-Tampa Bay game this week, but we don't have to talk about that. I mean, just the Saints being the Saints.
Pretty much.
But anyway, my pooper this week was James White, and this really goes for the past, 2 or 3 weeks since Rex Burkhead has been back, and good old Uncle Bill is going back to his old ways of splitting the ball between 4 different running backs. It's really frustrating as a Sony Michel owner, and then it's also very frustrating for Dad, who's a James White owner. James White actually cracked the top 5 at the beginning of the season when he was getting the work. And it looked like he was going to have a phenomenal year this year.
Well, I think for what expectations, he probably was already qualified for that.
yeah, but I don't know. He hasn't finished it out at all.
Yeah.
Get this. I tried to trade after Duke Johnson and Nick Chubb had their good games together. I tried to trade Nick Chubb and Duke Johnson for James White.
Woo! My goodness.
And I tried to do the same thing for Alvin Kamara, who also qualifies for this section. I mean,
lucky dog. I still think. I mean, he's not
very
But James White. I mean, this last week was bad, but the week before he put up 18.8. I mean, so.
Yeah.
It's definitely, I think, Michelle coming back hits him, but I think he's still, an RB2, so he's fine.
I don't know. That 18.8 came on the back of a 40-yard reception that wasn't for anything, and at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, but it happened. And the week before he didn't score a touchdown, but he had 73 on the ground, which for James White, that's impressive because he's going to get the passing work too. So. Yeah, I think he's still okay. He's not going to win you a championship like my entire team, but he's okay.
This is true. All right. So Blake's pooper was Todd Gurley again. I think Blake just likes putting Todd Gurley in his pooper section.
Yeah, and he's not
But
here to talk about
he
him,
was-
so
Yeah.
whatever.
He was doing. Yeah. He was doing really.
I think Goff made Todd Gurley a pooper, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's kind of a cause and effect thing, except their defense did fine somehow. I guess it's because Trubisky is just as incompetent as Jared Goff is. But
Yep.
anyway, so this week's matchups, there are only 4 matchups because some of you are already out of the toilet bowl, and to you I say congratulations, but also you suck. All right.
Feel free to
So-
play spoiler on waivers.
Right, okay. So this week's matchups are Gronkaitis and gonna really win. So I guess I'm the only one that can really objectively comment on this. Objectively, I think Kyle is gonna really win.
You are so smart.
Because I mean, Dalvin Cook is still like, it's burned into the back of my mind. Like, he's volatile. He's been doing well, like really well
With
these
that
past few weeks.
garbage time TD last week and like the end of the game.
Yeah, that was. But anyway, yeah, and then Kyle, you got all the solid receivers. You get Odell back this week.
Fournette against Washington is.
Yes.
I've never been more excited in my life.
That's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
That is going to be amazing. All right, so the next matchup is Carcinoma versus You See Me Win. So Kyle,
This
Who's
is
taking home the
such a
bacon?
tough one for me. If this all honestly, it all comes down to Melvin Gordon. I don't believe this the smoke that I think the Chargers are probably throwing out. Hoping trying to not give away their game plan, but I think 100% he plays in this game and is 100% when he's playing. If that's the case, I'm going to assume that's the case. I pick You See Me Win. If any of those things are not true, it's Carcinoma all the way.
okay, I agree. Blake says Carcinoma, so it looks like Blake is the only smart one here.
Yeah, just comes down to that Melvin Gordon. I think consensus. I don't know. Well, we'll see. I think y'all probably both think he's not going to play, but I think he is.
So we got Devin Sofunches versus the Golf Balls next. Who you got?
I got anybody puts up the highest point total, like over 150. You get my vote for the next week. So Tofunchus it is.
Yeah, I mean, I understand, but I mean, Gurley against Philly and Pat Mahomes and Tyreek against the
But
Chargers.
Philly's weakness is not their D line; it's their secondary. But
I don't know.
I
Zeke
do.
rushed for 30 points, and I think
And
that
Amari Cooper
Todd
had
Gurley
50.
is just like, yeah, Todd Gurley is just a step above Zeke Elliott.
I mean, for fantasy and his team and his point output, yeah. I mean, I don't know about like talent wise, but yeah,
I don't know. He might be up there talent wise.
yeah. That's some of these guys, those running backs. It's just he does it despite Jason Garrett being his head coach. So there's that.
That's very true. That's very true. All right. So I have the golf balls. I'm the contrarian here. Yeah, I just think Pat Mahomes, Tyreek are going to be solid enough to carry Caleb's team.
That's the other thing. If Tyreek was 100% and uninjured, that would affect my decision. But
I don't know. What I understood was it was his heel, and he didn't really have trouble when he was running, just when he was walking on the sideline.
that's odd. But I think
Because you don't use your heel when you're running.
I think that there's a chance he could come out, even if I think he's playing, but he could, miss a quarter or more, which would really hurt the golf balls.
Even so, he got 8 catches for 130 plus yards last week. I'm not worried about
Yeah,
that.
I don't think he really came out at all last week. Maybe like one series, if that.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll be interesting. I hope he's healthy for y'all's sake.
Same. All right. So next we have Timophilus Flu versus Dak to the Future.
Got a consensus here. Wow.
Yeah,
That's
it
kind of
looks like we all
surprising
took
because
Dak.
I didn't think this was quite so obvious, but I guess with Elliott playing well and yeah, maybe it is obvious. But
Now Henry.
yeah, now Henry, that's true. And actually, but McCoy's actually got a hamstring injury. Yeah, which is probably better for his team, honestly. Now he has to play him.
Yeah.
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 So, yeah,
I think-
Dak to the Future.
yeah.
We all had if we didn't say it.
All right. Anything else, cousin?
Well, cousin, we didn't mention power rankings. I don't know if we need to because of
I don't think
the
we need
the
to.
playoff format. But
I mean, I would be at the top anyway.
hypothetically, let's
We all
do
know.
these 4 playoff people that are left. What do you rank the top 4 teams? You can even throw yourself in there.
Okay. So it's going to be...
It's me, you, you see me win, and Gronkaitis. What's the order you got?
So I'm going to go you, me, you see me win, and then Gronkitis. Or I guess it would be Gronkitis and you see me win. Yeah, let's go with that one.
So wait, you said me, then you,
Yep.
then you see me win on Gronkaitis. Interesting. I actually put you see me win first because of I think this Melvin Gordon factor. I think if that's what I'm assuming to be true, makes him a heavy favorite. Therefore, I put him 1 because I feel like he's got the best chance of moving on. I put myself second because I think I have the second best chance of moving on. Blake third, and then you last. Sorry.
Okay, I understand.
But yeah, like I said,
was
that
the
all
6th
changes.
seed. I'm not supposed to be here.
That all changes with the Melvin Gordon issue. You jumped to number 1 in my power rankings.
Honestly, I think it's better if Melvin Gordon plays on a snap count, so that way...
Yeah,
he doesn't
that's
know who
true.
to
Because
play.
if he goes out, then he's still got that other dude. What's the rookie? Justin Jackson?
Jackson. Or, yeah, Justin, sorry.
Yeah, in which case he's going to get 1,000% of the work and might be really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whereas if Melvin Gordon plays and goes down in the first quarter, that might be better for you.
I mean, we made Kenneth Dixon look good, so that's
Yeah.
a bad sign.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Justin Jackson was pretty highly favored in this draft, too. This last one, so...
The draft? What draft?
The actual NFL draft.
He went like in the 7th round.
Yeah, but like by draft analysts is what I meant.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Everybody except the GMs.
Just no one's team. Yeah.
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 But
It'll be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it. Man, what a good Thursday game. This is going to be like the best Thursday game of the year.
oh yeah, who is it?
Oh my gosh, man.
Oh wait. I'm such an idiot.
It's for the listeners, it is Chiefs and Chargers.
AFC West showdown.
It's playing for first place, I think, honestly.
Actually, it's gonna be an AFC West massacre. Speaking of which, Kyle.
You think the Chiefs are going to lose that bad, huh?
No. Gosh dang it.
You know y'all almost
heard-
lost to Lamar Jackson at home, right?
You know Colin Cowherd doesn't even have you in his top 10, right?
I don't care what Colin Cowherd thinks.
Yeah, me neither. He has the Chargers as the number 3 team in the NFL. He has Rams
that
number
doesn't
5,
that doesn't make any sense to me. I mean,
and he has the Bears
how would they be
behind
3?
the Chargers.
that doesn't. Oh my gosh, wow.
I know. I don't.
I think honestly the Bears might be 1 right now in my book.
Honestly,
Them or the Saints, I think, are probably 1.
yeah. If the Chiefs and the Bears meet up in the Super Bowl, which I can't believe that's a possibility now.
It's not
like,
because they're. Oh yeah, they could, huh?
Yeah,
That would be entertaining.
it would be just like defense against offense the whole time. It'd be like Jacksonville versus the Patriots.
I kind of want to see a showdown like the Chiefs and Rams we had with the jillion points. And I want it to go so long because of all the scoring and stoppages, and then I also want it to go into overtime, and then I want it to last like 6 hours.
What would that be? Like 10 overtimes.
I don't know. Hey, speaking of Super Bowl, I got this thing from Royal Caribbean in the mail. It's like $750 off a room, which might end up being a free room, and it happens to be, but it's like a Super Bowl special, so I'd have to go during the Super Bowl. Should I do this? Like,
do you have TV?
Of course, yeah. They're like gonna have a Super Bowl party on board, so I'm thinking, heck yes, I'm gonna do this.
Okay, do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look at, see if there's any rooms available.
All right, well, I think that does it for today. Thanks to our sponsors, Charmin Ultra Strong, for keeping us clean.
Oh, that was flawless.
Thank you. Sometimes I just start a sentence and I don't even know where it's going.
Should probably
just let it ride.
Use some Charmin on yourself after that, because that was just dirty.
Okay, I got a final tomorrow, man. I can't deal. I can't deal with life right now.
Can't make words.
Yeah, words hard. Why use lot word when few word do trick?
All right, people. All right. Peace out.
Adios.
Championship, here I come. I will.